Hey guys, what's happening? Andrew Distad with eXp Realty here, and I've been talking to investors on the phone today, and I've been looking for places in Waikiki that cash flow, and I did a little research today on some properties that had ended up being rented, and I was surprised to find that like within a block of each other, one bed one bath that rented for 1875 was right next to a place there was another one bed one bath that rented for 1200, and pretty comparable properties of similar condition. And um, and what's funny is the one that rented for 1200 was selling for sale by owner for 450,000 when properties right next to it were also selling for 420 or 398. And 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 so um, really the rule of the game, if I can share something of value with you, is that if it flows, it goes. It's about cash flow, and it baffles me when I see people make investments thinking that they can like take on an alligator and be like, well, I'll just feed it some money for a little bit of time, and then it'll make sense. But it's like, why would you get into a negative investment? It's a mystery to me why you would even go there. You know, so how do you find a good deal? Is the question on all of our minds. I think is how do you make a sound investment and get in there? And why would a real estate agent help me find one? Why wouldn't they just pick it up for themselves? Well, to answer that question, my job is to help people buy and sell property, and it's not to go out and buy my own property. It's to help you, the people who I take on as a client, who allow me to commit to me and say, yes, you are the agent who can provide value for me, and you're the one I choose. Go to work for me. And if you can say, I'm dedicated to you, then I can feel good knowing that my time will be well spent going to work for you and analyzing each property as they hit the market. Now, the thing is that they're like fruit. You got to get to them before they go bad. If you see something that's been on the market for like 90 days, 120 days, 277 days, you're like, well, everybody else who's a savvy investor has looked at this and said no, and it's continuing to sit. There's probably a reason. So, uh, the the opposite of that is some of these properties are getting snatched up for 3 4 days on the market. Some the same day they hit the market because they're priced right and they cash flow. They make sense. For the area they are, they have low maintenance fees, and the property's selling at a price that makes sense to when you get it under a mortgage, possibly 100% mortgage. No down, no or little down payment, and when you go to rent it out, minus the mortgage and the maintenance and tax and everything, it's in a positive cash flow state. And that's really all it comes down to, is being able to quickly and efficiently analyze the deals so that you look at all the numbers, it makes sense, and you make an offer. And you have all your ducks lined up in a row. You have your pre-qualification from your lender, and you know the area, and you know the buildings, and you've done your research, and you've studied it, and so when a property hits the market, you're like, yep, let's do it. And you just know. And so you do numbers, and the numbers work. You don't really need to see the property as long as you know you can get it rented. I mean, pictures and going to see it for yourself, knowing, make sure there's not any major problems, structural issues, or anything that would restrict you from renting it the way you want to rent it, whether you want to rent it for the month by month local, or you want to do a vacation rental, and making sure there's no building restrictions on that. But if you know the area and you know the market and you know what you can get for that number of beds and baths, then it's about making it cash flow. And then once you get that going, uh, people paying down your mortgage for you, if you only let them, then you have that kind of a war chest that builds up too, because you're not you're paying down mortgage, and so then you build equity, and you can use that as another down payment to make things happen. So let me know if you're interested in moving forward with that. If you want me to go to work for you. let me know. Take care, guys. Aloha.